गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो ब्रवीमि संस्कृतं वाचा ध्यायामि संस्कृतं हृदा कुर्वे सेवाञ्च कायेन वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम् यो नरः संस्कृतव्योमी ह्यालयं रमते मुदा संस्कृतिं चैव संस्कारं विन्दते नात्र संशयः Ram Ram Ram, Namaste. On behalf of Vyoma Linguistic Labs, I extend a warm welcome to our respected guest, faculty, and dear learners. Today marks the culmination of a rewarding journey into Bharata-Sangraha, where language, literature, and itihasa came together in a truly enriching experience. With gratitude to our teachers and participants, we now begin the session. The agenda for today's session includes the course statistics, Atithi Parichaya, address by Chief Guest Srimati Vishnupriya Srinivasan, experience sharing by the teacher, learner testimonials, and a few closing remarks. The course started on 7th January 2026 with 21, it completed 21 sessions, and we have approximately 21 videos with 459 registered learners for this course. The average attendance for this course was 62 learners per session. At this moment, I would like to sincerely thank our volunteer, Srimati Bhuvaneshwari Atmanathan, for editing and uploading the recordings promptly after every session. Moving on further, I would like to introduce our chief guest, Srimati Vishnupriya Srinivasan. A software engineer by profession and a Sanskrit scholar by passion, Srimati Vishnupriya holds an MA in Sanskrit and brings with her over 6 years of rich teaching experience. She has served as an assistant professor at the Central University of Tamil Nadu and is currently engaged as a researcher at EFEO Pondicherry. A highly regarded and popular teacher at Vyoma, she has successfully conducted several well-received courses, including Niti Shatakam of Bhartrihari, Panchatantra Mitra Beda, Mahishasura Mardini Stotram, and Shyamala Dandakam. Her blend of academic rigor and engaging teaching style has made her a cherished guide for students of Sanskrit. Ram Ram Bhagini, welcome to our session. Now I request you to address the students.
Ram Ram Ram, Namaste. Yontaf pravishya mama vachamimam prasuttam sanjeevayathyakhila shakti dharaswadhamna anyamscha hastacharana shravanatvagaadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. Sarvebhyo namaskaraha. I hope I am audible and is my video visible?
Yes, ma'am, your video and audio is visible.
At the outset, I would like to thank Vyoma for giving me this opportunity to be present at the concluding session of the Bharata-Sangraha course. And I must also mention on this occasion that I have myself been a student of Gayathri Mahodaya, even though she does not know me, obviously, because I've been watching a lot of videos of her since a young age. So it is I am honored to be a part of this program where I can address during the concluding session of her course. Also, I must mention that I am not really qualified to talk about Mahabharata at all. Probably my only qualification is that I have had the privilege and honor of listening to various scholars upanyasa of on Mahabharata since a young age. That is all is my qualification, because otherwise this is a very complex epic although both the itihasas that we have, Ramayana and Mahabharata, one must not simply reduce Ramayana to being very simple. Even then, Mahabharata somehow, because of its because of it being much larger than Ramayana and the complexity of the characters it involves, and even today, it leaves so many questions lingering on our minds as to why did this happen, or why has it been, why has something happened like this in Mahabharata. It is very complex for us to understand even today. So it is an epic that leaves lasting questions on our minds even today. So I have not prepared much as to what to talk today, but this is something that I would like to share as a genuine student of Mahabharata for a long time. So the question that I always have in my mind when I read any of our Puranas or Itihasa or any Kavya is that how it can be relevant today. Does it solve the problems of today? So when we read these things of the past, we see that these stories have happened in a society that is completely different from us. We are living in the modern age. So we have seen the industrial age, and now we are living in the digital AI age, which is so completely different from the society that we see in um our kavyas and Puranas, right? So there we see that the structure of the society is hierarchical, and the relationship between the people there is so strong, and the community bond is so important that if we travel suddenly from today's world to the world of Mahabharata or elsewhere, we would find it very difficult to fit in, even for people like us who are continuously exposed to epic literature. I would say that it would be very difficult, because we are used to living in the modern age and we are just used to reading these epics, but we do not know the real implications for what these epics convey. For instance, in most of our kavyas, and especially the Mahabharata has this famous verse, Tyajed ekam kulasya arthe, gramasya arthe kulam tyajed. So this is something that is in direct contradiction with the individualistic society that we live in today. Because what is important for us today is our right and our freedom. It is that which comes first and not the duty. So we are living in a society that does not prioritize that does not prioritize duty, but it is something, so it is a society that prioritizes our own individual rights. So it would be extremely difficult for us to suddenly enter the world of Mahabharata if we can really so other than just looking at it superficially. If we really enter that world, it would be so difficult for us to be there, because it is very difficult for us to think, why would Bhishma do that to his father? Because his father was already married, and his father had 8 children from his first wife. And after having lost 7 of his children because of the vow that he gave to Ganga, he lost 7 of his children, and the 8th son was finally Bhishma. Somehow Devavrata was somehow saved by his father. And then when Devavrata sees that his father is still interested in this Matsya Gandhi, who belongs to a community that is not at all at par with his own royal lineage. She belongs to a fisherman community, and he comes from a royal lineage. And she has already had a son through Parashara. So Satyavati was not even, it is not like she had not conceived earlier. So why would Devavrata sacrifice everything that he has? So he was the rightful heir to the kingdom, but then he relinquished that simply for the sake of his father to marry this woman. So this is something that is very what can I say? It is in stark contrast with something that we would do. We would not do this to our parents. Even small things we cannot do if our parents ask today. But then he was able to do such a huge sacrifice that was even for those days, it was something that was really huge. But such things, like such a close bond and relationship that prioritizes duty over individual will and individual right, is something that I see throughout Mahabharata. So it is something that modern individualistic society cannot even imagine. It's extremely difficult for us to imagine such things. So I often think, um, would these epics still be relevant for us? What is it that we can take from them? Because we are not living in such societies anymore. So what is it that we can take from them is a question that constantly lingers in my mind when I listen to such stories. So my own genuine takeaway I would like to share today, it is that I think that what these epics primarily try to uh, convey to us is that no matter what you do, no matter what happens, no matter your self effort, there is something that is bigger than what your mind can perceive, which will take over. This is something that we must understand as modern people who are always focused on our own individuality, and we think that if we can put effort on something and if we work hard enough, we will definitely achieve it. That is the mantra that drives today, that drives the competitive world today, right? So for example, we have the NEET exam case. So what is it that every NEET aspirant is taught? He or she is taught that you work hard, you will get it. If you put self effort, you get it. So it conveys this idea that similarly, any student for that matter is always taught that you just have to work hard. You can achieve what you want. You just have to work hard, be focused, and then you can get your desired job or your desired course, or you can get married to the desired person and be happily, live long and happily ever after, and so on. So this idea of self effort is drilled again and again and again in our minds, and we often forget that there are forces beyond our own self effort in this world that lead to the result of any action. For example, the famous verse in the Gita, I think that all our kavyas and Puranas and the events that are described in these texts can be explained as some sort of commentary on this verse of Gita, which says that any action has many factors. So it says that I think this comes in the 18th chapter. Yes, adhishthanam tatha karta karanancha prithak vidham vividhascha prithak cheshtaha daivam chevatra panchamam. So there are 5 factors that affect the result of any action. So there only one of the factor is the person who is putting the effort. There are other factors, and importantly, there is this factor called daiva, which is unknown to you. You do not know, and that is what we call as karma in our tradition, right? So this karma is very important today. So when I speak of this, I myself have this question: oh, the theory of karma, it is so common. I mean, the Hindu religion itself is famous for having this theory. Of course, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, all of them are so famous for having this theory. So what is new about this? The thing that is new about this is that even though we are so familiar with this idea, we don't really understand the implication of this. We are so completely involved in our world today that we have forgotten this. Had we not forgotten this, we would never teach our children that you just have to work hard. You will get whatever you want. So that idea would not be drilled into the minds of the present generation if we really paid heed to this aspect, that there are other factors that are involved other than your self effort. So if we have this if we really understand the implication of the having this balanced approach, I think that our perspective towards how we want to achieve things and what we want to achieve in life will completely change. We will not fix our goal on something and completely we exhaust ourselves in achieving that goal. So that is something that I think we have to have in the back of our mind when we read these stories of the Mahabharata. For example, when Bhishma takes this pratigna, Devavrata takes this pratigna and becomes Bhishma. So it is something that he does, and then because of that, then there is because of this pratigna of Bhishma, then there is this marriage that happens. So Shantanu is kind of the originator of this entire story, right? So Shantanu's and Bhishma's and Satyavati's actions affect generations later. So people coming later experience the effect of this action, and we do not know. For somebody who is similarly, for us, so many things that are happening in our life, we do not know why it is happening. But if we have this understanding that we do not have complete control of our life, we will probably have a different perspective, and this entire generation will not exhaust itself in pursuing goals that are completely based on self effort, is what I have learned from these stories and epics, and especially Mahabharata, because it has variety of characters and we get such a huge variety of episodes, and we often think why it must have happened like this, is it right or wrong? And then we understand, and then what so this happens at one level, we see it described at one level in the epic, and then these things get explained only when we move to the next level in the epic. So at that level there is no explanation for that. For example, the instance where Shalya is lured by Duryodhana to joining his army, when actually Shalya wants to come and join the Pandava army, but then Duryodhana comes and he establishes beautiful shalas so that he can rest on his way and proceed. And then finally Shalya is somehow um, bound because of the help that he has received from Duryodhana. He has to fight for Duryodhana. And then we see that Yudhishthira goes and requests Shalya to be Karna's charioteer and pull down his confidence when he is finally combating Arjuna. Then we have this question, but is this real gratitude? I mean, Shalya has finally gone to Shalya says that he has to fight the side of Duryodhana because he has enjoyed benefits from him. But then he is going to pull down the morale of Karna finally during the combat. But then does that mean he is truly showing his gratitude? We do not have an explanation at this level, but then at the next level, we see that he is guided by Krishna, and then there is this larger view of Dharma, and that is why he must do this. So then it becomes okay. So what is not okay in one plane becomes okay in the next plane in Mahabharata. So we see so many of such episodes, and that is something that is the complexity is what is the beauty of Mahabharata, is what I think. So these are just some of the thoughts that occurred to me and I wanted to share with you all. So I think I will stop here, and once again I thank Vyoma for giving this opportunity to me to say a few words, even though I am not at all qualified to speak here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhagini. Ram. It was very inspiring, very thoughtful words. Thank you. Now I would request our teacher, Srimati Gayatri Bhagini, to share her few words about this course. Gayatri Bhagini.
Yes. Namaste. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet anugrahaya lokanam avatirnaya vishnave kleshapahaya krishnayaha parthasarathaya namaha. At the outset, I would like to thank Vyoma for this wonderful opportunity given to me. I thank Dr. Soumya Krishnapur, Venkat, and Vishwanath. Vyoma is doing a wonderful service in propagating Sanskrit, Samskrita Bhasha. I'm really extremely grateful to Vyoma for giving me this opportunity to do this course Adi-Parva from Bharata-Sangraha. And I also thank Vishnu Priya for quoting the relevance of the epics to the present day, very insightful thoughts. And I think all the 21 sessions really helped me as a teacher to understand the new dimension about the author and also about the richness of the text. So, as I said in the introductory part of Bharata-Sangraha, Lakshmana Suri, poet Lakshmana Suri has written this work, Bharata-Sangraha, to facilitate the students of Sanskrit. But when we look into the text, we come across the complexity of the text, and I always my thoughts or my questions are always on the thinking about why the poet has made it so difficult for the readers to understand. Then I'm reminded of a shloka from Naishadam, from Sri Harsha's Naishadam. Poet Harsha says, Grantha Grantiriha Kvachid Kvachidapi Nyasi Prayatnan Maya Pragnyam Manyamana Hatena Patiti Nasmin Khalakhelatu श्रद्धाराध्य गुरु श्लतीकृत दृढ़ ग्रंथ समासादयतु एतत् काव्य रसोर्मि मज्जर सुखम व्यासजनः सज्जनः. So Harsha says that he had made an extra effort to make the text difficult so that the readers do not take the text lightly. Probably Lakshmana Suri might have had the same thoughts because he is making a condensed form of Mahabharatam which has 1 lakh shlokas in that. So he can't just dilute the text by writing very simple sentence with simple construction and simple vocabulary and simple grammatical usages, simple samasam or sandhi or the lakaras. So whenever I think about, whenever I prepare for the class, I always think why Lakshmana Suri has done. Then I just when I thought of this verse, probably Harsha and Lakshmana Suri both sail in the same boat. Both of them have the same wavelength of making the text as a to bring out the motive of the poets was not make it difficult, to bring the richness of the language so that the story of Mahabharata is also imparted. At the same time, the language proficiency also increases to the students. And I thank each one of you who attended these sessions. Your thought-provoking questions made me work harder. Every day I was enjoying your session. What is the new question today will be while preparing for the class. And I'm extremely thankful to each one of you who have been part of this session. And this session was a great learning experience for me. Quote says, Acharyat padam adatte padam shishya swamedhaya padam sabrahmacharibhyah padam kalakramena cha. So you learn 25% of your knowledge from the teacher. Acharyat padam adatte padam shishya swamedhaya. And the student learns on his self-discipline and practice. Padam Sabrahmacharibhyah, along with your classmate in a WhatsApp group or wherever. Spadam Sabrahmacharibhyah, Padam Kalakramena. That Kalakramena is very, very important. So being a teacher, I learn every day, and the knowledge gained by me is Kalakramena. Again, at this context, I'm extremely thankful to Vyoma again. Again, I thank Soumya, Venkat, and Vishwanath, and also my dear friend Shweta Bagini, who has been patiently listening to me whenever I call her about a session or anything else, and Nagashri Bagini. Both of them have been very, very helpful in preparing the slides, and whatever I was asking, they were promptly replying to my queries. I'm extremely thankful. Thank you. Namaste.
Ram Bagini. It was nice listening to you. Thank you. So now I would like to check if there are a few learners who would like to share their testimonials. So kindly raise your hands. Request Prema Shripati Rao to talk.
Namaste. I have been fortunate to listen to this Adi-Parva from our Gayathri Bhagini twice, once in Tamil for my Turiya exam and once again in English in this course. Of course, she is at her best as usual, and the Valedictory that usually shoos us away from learning that portion was made easy because not only the teaching style, but her style of splitting the words and then make them appear meaningful. That was really unique. And because I heard twice, I feel I'm double fortunate. And Bhagini was saying about the Sabrahmacharibhya. In the class, like the novelty that I was expecting in her teaching on that particular portion, I was also expecting what questions Mr. Jayaraman sir would ask today. That was really enjoyable. His doubts were also equally new, and her explanation made it even more meaningful to read the text. Though I wrote the exam in the last cycle, I was eagerly waiting for the classes. I'll definitely miss it, madam. She was indicating in one of the sessions that she might be starting the Sabha Parva. Eagerly waiting to listen to it also. Dhanyavadaha Vyoma. Dhanyavadaha my co-students, and particularly Gayathri Bhagini. Dhanyavadaha.
Thank you, Prema Bhagini. Now I request Natarajan Iyer Mahodaya to talk.
Namaste Mahodaya. Namasarvebhyaha. We have been very fortunate to have had this series of teaching sessions by Gayathri Mahodaya on this exquisite work, Bharata-Sangraha, by the great Mahamahopadhyaya Shriman Lakshmana Suri. Gayathri Mahodaya is evidently an erudite Samskrita Vidushi with excellent command on Vyakarana and Sahitya Shastra. Her teaching skills are well known in the Sanskritam encouraging institution circle like Vyoma and in the Sanskritam student community as well. Many know her for her prowess in marvelously explaining in Tamil various texts of the Sahitya Shastras. Students appearing for various examinations like Chittur Sabha or Sura Saraswati Sabha, etc., have benefited greatly from her lucid and clear explanation of the texts. It is, I think, many decades she has been in this very charitable service of Sanskritam students. Her study and understanding of the vast literary works and commentaries in the Sahitya is truly scintillating. Her sharp memory and her ability to cross-reference topics from various works leaves one wonderstruck. Vyoma has done well to re-induct this great teacher on its illustrious and very capable panel of teachers. We thank Mahodaya and Vyoma for this great offering. We hope Mahodaya continues to take up teaching the rest of the Bharata-Sangraha too, besides advanced courses like the Pravesha of Sura Saraswati Sabha for students studying the text in English medium. I have been a great fan of Gayathri Mahodaya and would like to continue this association through the rest of her sessions on any topic that she prefers to take up in the future. My very, very humble salutations and pranams to Mahodaya and to Vyoma for this wonderful opportunity. Dhanyavadaha, pranamaha.
Thank you, Mahodaya. Now I request Jayaraman sir to talk.
Namasarvebhyaha. Thank you very much, Madam Gayathri, Madam, for this wonderful course. I must say, this is the first time I'm attending your classes, and I really want to express my deep appreciation for your lovely teaching style, and the sharp intellect sort of shines through the entire course. I'm sure other students would agree with me. And I'm one of the people who used to ask you various doubts. And I must say your answers and clarifications were excellent, I must say. Thank you, madam. And I've become a huge fan of you and your teaching. And I'm sure hopefully I will get an opportunity to attend your future courses. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Every class I used to wait for his doubts. So thank you, Jairam sir, for asking
Thank you, sir.
wonderful thought-provoking doubts, which make me refer many things for the in the next class. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, madam.
Now, can I have Bhavani S. Rao to talk?
Namaste, Mahodaya. Namaste. I'm very thankful to Gayathri Mahodaya. And one thing I want to tell is she's always enthusiastic to teach. More than us, she's so enthusiastic to teach. And that I like very much in my teacher. That's all. We hope to have more courses from her. Dhanyavada Mahodaya, Gayathri Mahodaya.
Thank you, Bhavani ma'am. Can we have Anuradha to talk?
Ram Ram Ram. Namaskarbhyah. First of all, I feel blessed to be part of this Sanatana Sanskriti which Vyoma is taking forward. Then Gayatri Bhagini, it was a deep wish to be your student, but I don't know Tamil, so I was waiting when you will start in English your discourses, and this is the blessing in disguise that I am learning with you, and I'm enjoying really well. Thanks is just a word for me in English, but I will be Runi to you. That which as Acharya, as Runa can't be repaid, I will remain in that one. Regarding Vishnupriya Bhagini, after a long time, I saw you and I listened to you. I have attended one or two courses, and few of the old courses I went and saw the videos when I started. But I think 4 years back I was I didn't knew anything, even what it is and what not. Still, I had a time, so I watched and I enjoyed. I request you to again come in the teaching, and I request Gayatri Bhagini also to take few more courses in English, so people like me can be benefited. Both of the teacher and the Vyoma, I can request them to take this further. So I think this is my heart. I am speaking out, and there are so many who are not speaking. Also, they also feel when we talk with our sahpartis. That is the thing. See, with Vyoma, we have become friends. With that one, we are studying, and we are going further. Sitting at the comfort of home, we are able to utilize our time, and that satsangat, which is called satsang, that is indirectly happening in our life. So I think this is the blessing we are getting from the Almighty. As you explained in this one, no, there are so many, Vishnu Priya Bhagini was explaining, there are so many factors regarding this one. We didn't get this chance in the childhood. So at 70 now, I am enjoying this one. There are so many factors which are coming together, and to be able to study at this age is also a blessing, with having all the senses in its proper place, having good health, and all other situations to study are quite good enough. And I'm not only one. There are people who are reaching 90s. They are also coming with this one. So I feel okay. I will also be able to do that one with the grace. So all this thing is coming through Vyoma in some way or the other. Now you tell me how I can be thankful. I want to remain in the Runa, and I'm be happy as a Runi. I don't know when I will be able to repay back, or this one, not in this Janma. When studying this Shankaracharya's Atmachalitram, there I came to know that if you are taking something in this one, through learning, you have to repay it. unless you repay, you will become Brahma Rakshasa. So sometimes I feel that I am not able to do anything or to teach also, because this itself taking my whole time in learning only, and I feel learning more and more. So where is the time to teach them back? May I become a Brahma Rakshasa? Like that, the thoughts come at times. Maybe one day that will also be fulfilled, like learning Sanskrita, Sahitya. It is getting over by now. Maybe that thought which is arising in me, so I should be able to do that one. It is his wish, and I think somehow all the wishes are fulfilled of everyone. This will also be fulfilled. Again, I bow down to all the team members, all the Vyoma people, especially Vishnu Priya Bhagini, Gayatri Bhagini. Now they are present now. So my namaskaras, and what to say? I'm running out of my words. Thanks from my heart. Dhanyavadah.
Thank you, Bhagini. Thank you. Now, can I request Jawahar Kannan Mahodaya to talk?
Namaste. First of all, thanks to Vyoma for providing excellent teachers. They not only teach, but they give a lot of inputs how to teach, as to how to teach. I'm a student as well as I'm teaching Sanskritam. And Gayatri Bhagini is one of my favorite set of teachers. The thing is, apart from teaching with greater enthusiasm and involvement, she also, gives a lot of points for how to teach also. So these kind of learnings, as a student, as a teacher, these immensely benefit my teaching also. And in fact, Gayatri Bhagini's voice has been a household thing. Even my wife used to say, whenever I used to listen to Gayatri Bhagini's class as well as her videos, YouTube videos, she used to say, "Is it Gayatri Bhagini?" So that kind of an association, she is a part of her family over what do you call over the media. So this kind of an association, and I take pride for by saying that I am not only her student, I am a fan of her also. So the way she teaches, that's simply great, amazing, and looking forward to a lot of courses from Gayatri Bhagini as well as from Vyoma. In fact, whenever I check my business mails, I take equal interest and enthusiasm to check Vyoma mails also. Is there any course like a childlike thing? I always is there any course? Once the IKS course was gone, I felt a vacuum because that was keeping me engaged for quite some time, and with greater enthusiasm with Venkat Mahodaya and Moga Rao Mahodaya, all this. So I was with childlike enthusiasm. I used to participate in the Kahoot quizzes and those assignments, projects, and I'm looking for that the impending examination, which is not going to be, 26, they're going to do it. So this kind of the thing excellently, it encourages me to participate. And thanks, Gayatri Bhagini, once again, and thanks to Vyoma team. Excellent teaching. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, can I request Malini Sheshadri to talk?
Namaste, ma'am. Namaste, Gayatri Bhagini. I have been listening to your entire teaching for this course, mainly after the event. So I thank Vyoma because the recordings come through within a few hours. Because of the time difference, I haven't been able to log in. Now, you said how Lakshmana Suri has made it, like a condensed version of the Mahabharata, more accessible to all of us. But without Vyoma to set it up as a course and teachers like you to teach it to us, it would have still remained completely inaccessible. So thank you to all of you, and I've enjoyed it very much. Not just the story of it, but also the way you break down the grammar and you go through it so that everybody actually understands that bit so intensively. Thanks. I look forward to more courses. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'm sure the teacher would have felt very happy listening to the students' testimonials. So moving forward, I'll share my screen. So regarding the assessment that is scheduled for the course, the computer-based test is scheduled from 10th July to 13th July. The complete details regarding this assessment will be shared to your registered email ID. The other our Seva offerings. So we have sanskritfromhome.org. That is the place where you all log in for your live classes and for your class recordings. So then we have digitalsanskrit.com. That is the OTT format of where you get the ebooks related to various courses and also our other publications, and you get video, audio products also. Then you have digitalsanskritguru.com, where you have you can access and you can purchase our various Vyoma publication books, and audio devices are available at digitalsanskritguru.com. And www.vyoma.org gives you information about the people behind Vyoma and about the work they do. We have about 49 self-learning multimedia products. We have more than 470 plus free courses at Vyoma, which comes to about 50,000 plus hours of video and audio content, and about 122,000 committed learners are there at Vyoma, and all this is possible because of the generous support by the learners. Thank you, all of you, for enabling us. In case you wish to join hands with Vyoma in spreading Samskara and all, so you can do it through various steps. One is through your prayers, by praying for being a well-wisher for Vyoma. The next is through learning the various courses at Vyoma, spreading the word about Vyoma with your friends, to your friends and relatives. You can volunteer for various activities at Vyoma. You can also teach at Vyoma and also donate at Vyoma for Vyoma. So I will just show how you have to do, if you can, in case you're interested to volunteer. On the SFH homepage, you will have the volunteer button. So by clicking on this volunteer button, you will be taken to a Google form where all the details will be asked regarding your details. And once you fill in the details, we'll connect back with you. Then there's another donate button. By clicking on that, it will take you to the donation page where you can contribute for Vyoma's cause. So many of the learners have already given their feedback, but I still request all of you to scan this QR code, which will take you to a post-course feedback form, which is very important for us to know, to help us grow and serve you better. So your suggestions help shape better learning journey for others. It helps us enhance the course content, delivery, and support. I request all of you to take a few minutes to fill this post-course feedback form. You can scan this QR code, or the feedback form link also will be posted in the chat. So kindly access the feedback form and please fill the feedback form. Please note, this process is essential and compulsory to complete the certification process. So please fill the feedback form. You can also rate our course. So when you go to SFH and you access your course, on the right side top corner, you have this option of rating the course. So kindly rate the course. It will help other learners who are searching for such suitable courses. And finally, learn Sanskrit and be really happy. I thank all of you for attending this valedictory session. Thanks again. Ram Ram Ram.